Good evening to everyone. Welcome to learn the Italian language with Coin 1988. Today we will do some exception about the name, about the gender and the number.
Ciao everyone.
The first exception are about the genre, sul genere. In the last lesson we have seen the main rule for transform masculine names to feminine names and reverse. We see that O in masculine become A in feminine word and reverse A become O. But there are some exceptions for some person or animal names. For transform a masculine name in feminine name, we add essa. Like, for example, in professor, professore, it don't become professore or professora at feminine. It become professoressa.
Sorry. Okay.
Poeta become poetessa. This is similar to English because to English is poet for masculine name and poetess for feminine name. Principe, prince, become principessa, princess.
Principessa. Okay.
Leone, lion, become leone,
Leoness.
lioness. Student, that in English is the same for masculine and feminine, is studente to masculine, studentessa in feminine.
Okay.
Conte, count, become contessa, countess.
Contessa. Okay.
Barone, baron, become baronessa, baroness.
One.
In English is doctor for masculine and feminine. In Italian,
Yeah.
dottore if it is male, dottoressa if is female. Another exception is when the masculine name finish in tore. The only name that finish in tore that do exception to this rule is dottore. All the other words that finish in tore in feminine become trice.
Trice.
Like, for
Okay.
example, actor and actress become attore if it is male, attrice if it is female.
Okay.
Imprenditore become imprenditrice. This is business owner. Lettore become lettrice. This is reader in English.
Yes.
Pittore become pittrice. This is painter in English. Traduttore become traduttrice to female.
Okay.
Few masculine names need ina for become feminine. Like, for example, eroe become eroina. This
Okay.
is hero. Gallo become gallina. This is bantam, the animal, king and queen. In Italy is re and regina.
Regina. Okay.
Zar become zarina. And there are some names that changing from masculine to feminine and reverse are totally different. Like, for example, Dio is dea to feminine.
Okay.
Marito, husband, become moglie, wife.
Mole. Okay.
Fratello become sorella. They are brother and sister.
Okay.
Uomo, man, become donna, woman.
Okay.
Maschio become femmina, male and female. Padre become madre. father and mother.
Okay.
Dog, that in English is dog for male and female. We have cane and cagna, or another animal is pig. We have maiale if it is masculine, scrofa if it is feminine.
Oh, okay. Maiale, scruff.
Toro become vacca, they are bull and cow. Like last rule, there are names that don't change to masculine to feminine, but they need only a different article. For
Yes.
example, giornalista, journalist in English, it is the same, don't change from male to female, but you change the article. You put il if it is male and la if it is female.
Okay.
Same for turista, the tourist. And the same for giudice, the judge. You change only the
Okay.
article. Insegnante, I say it for the last because I put un and un with apostrophe. Why I put un and not il and la? Because insegnante, like article, have l with apostrophe. Is this. And
Okay.
use that if it is male or female, you use the same article. For that I put un and un with apostrophe because un is with male, un with apostrophe is if the name is female.
Oh, okay.
Other exceptions are about the number, sul numero. We said the main rule and some exception the last time about the number.
Yes.
We will see that there are a lot of exception for transform names to singular to plural. The first rule is when feminine names that finish in ka become che,
Okay. Okay.
like for example, nape that is nuca become nuke with the h.
No. Okay.
Friend that is amica become amiche.
Okay. Amica. Amiche.
Banca is bank become banche.
Anca. Panche. Okay.
Bistecca become bistecche. This is beef stick.
Bistecca. Bistecche. Okay.
Mouth that is bocca in Italy become
Mm-hmm.
bocche.
Okay.
Disco that in Italy is discoteca become discoteche.
Okay. Every word with ka, we
Become
change it to K.
yes. Sunday that is domenica become domeniche. Jacket that is giacca become giacche. Music that is musica become musiche. Policy that is politica become politiche. And
Okay.
republic that is repubblica become repubbliche.
Okay.
Another exception are masculine names that finish in co become chi.
Key.
It's similar the rule. Ca become che, co become chi.
Okay.
So we will have fuoco, fire, become fuochi. Or game, that is gioco, become giochi.
Okay.
Park, that is parco, become parchi.
Park. Okay.
Yes. Stage, that is palco, become palchi.
Okay.
In this word that finish with co, there are some words that do exception. Is an exception of an exception. This exception, like you see on the screen,
In
amico,
Ami.
that is friend, become
Yes.
amici, not amici.
Yes. Amici.
Enemy, that is nemico, become nemici and not nemici. Or
Okay.
greco, that plural is greci.
Okay.
Pig, that is porco too, become porci, not porchi.
Okay.
Doctor is medico, become medici.
Okay.
Another exception is masculine names that finish in ka and become chi. Remember,
Okay.
masculine name, not feminine like before, like musica,
Okay.
giacca, these are feminine. Now we are talking about masculine names that finish in ka.
Okay.
You can understand this always about the article. So il monarca become i monarchi.
Immuna.
This is the sovereign. Another exception are feminine names that finish in ga and they become ge. Like for example, strega, the witch, become streghe.
Strega. Okay.
A weird word is belga, is the person that live in Belgium. It
Okay.
follow two different rules. If it is male, become Belgi without age. If it is female, it won the age. So become Belge.
Okay.
Another exception is masculine names that finish in go and become gi. Like for example, hotel. Hotel is albergo. It become alberghi.
Okay.
Do exception at this rule. Asparago that become asparagi. And name of person that finish in logo. I didn't write because are a lot of name. Like psicologo, it become psychology. Another exception are names that finish in cha or ja if they are preceded from consonant. Like for example, with cha we have freccia, like you see, cha is preceded from chi,
Yes.
that
Yes.
is a consonant, and become frecce. The e disappear. The rain that finish in ja, like you see, have before ja another g that is a consonant. So pioggia become piogge without e.
Yes. Yes. Pioggia. Piogge.
Other exceptions are names that finish in io and become e. The last letter disappears, the last o. Like for example, viaggio become viaggi. This is travel. Son, that is figlio, become
Really.
right. Or kiss, that is bacio, become baci.
Okay.
Exceptions to this rule is, for example, temple, that in Italian is tempio. At plural, it becomes totally different, the last two letters. Usually, in this rule, you will delete the O. But for
Yeah.
this word, it becomes templi. There is an L.
Yeah.
Or zio, uncle, become Z with two E.
Yes.
Don't be scared because rarely you will find two vocal, two E or two O or two A together in Italy. Addio become addii. This is goodbye.
Okay.
Or slope, that is pendio, become pendii.
Painting.
There is also God, that is Dio in Italy, become totally different, become Dei. Do not confuse with another word. We have another word that is Dei, but the other word you don't write with the first letter in caps.
Okay. I understand.
Okay, these are all the exceptions about the genre and the number of the names. I say thank you to everyone that will see the live.
Yes, I say grazie for everyone and see you in the next class.
See you in the next live. Ciao.